welcome to the Enterprise World magazine. Today's leader, we are joined by a remarkable leader whose story is nothing short of inspiring. From her early beginnings in the self-care and fashion industry to becoming an international wellness expert, author, and mindset coach, 𝗟𝗏𝗏 has dedicated her life to empowering others. As the CEO of Splendid Inspiration, 𝗟𝗏 has touched lives globally with her books, courses, and coaching, helping people unlock their true potential and live with purpose and passion. Her journey from overcoming a life-altering incident to building award-winning wellness programs is a true testament to the power of persistent and a positive mindset. Her best-selling books, How to Think and Succeed by Empowering Your Mind and Holistic Self-Care for Women, have not only won prestigious awards but are also inspiring readers across the world. In this conversation, we'll explore 𝗟𝗏's philosophy, her personal journey, and how she continues to guide thousands towards living their best life. Welcome, 𝗟𝗏. It's an honor to have you with us, and welcome to the Enterprise World Show.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. Thank you. It's just, wow, I'm very impressed with that, actually. I didn't think I could have done that myself all these years. So thank you.
No, that's lovely, and that's who you are. It speaks volumes about you. So great work. So we'll talk a little bit in detail about this, the summary itself. So tell us a bit about yourself and your international wellness company.
Okay. Well, first of all, I am the owner of Splendid Inspiration. It's an international wellness company that helps people untap their potential, enhance their self-image, and create a positive mindset. As mentioned, I have been doing this business over 35 years in the personal development industry, helping people become the best they can be. I absolutely love what I do. We offer motivational blogs, online wellness courses, and mindset coaching, customized specifically to meet individuals' needs because everybody's on a different level of awareness. I write inspiring articles for magazines globally, and I'm also an author that has written 2 published wellness books. The first one, as you had mentioned, How to Think and Succeed by Empowering Your Mind. And this most recent one that's just launched is Holistic Self-Care for Women. Both are receiving 5-star reviews globally, and I have just been recognized as the top Gold Star award winner for both of my books. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Oh, many congratulations for that award, and great work right there. So, 𝗟𝗏, what really made you fall in love with the personal development industry, and why did you choose to work in it?
Well, the reason I am so passionate about human potential in the personal development industry is because of a life-altering event I experienced a very long time ago. I was in a tragic head-on collision when I was a teenager, like back in 1976. The crash was so severe, I wound up in the hospital, in traction, immobile, bedridden for quite some time. My foot actually was crushed in the accident. I had a pin in my foot. It was an absolute nightmare. It is amazing how these doctors were able to put me all back together again. I'm very lucky to be alive. You see, upon impact, I was thrown underneath the dashboard. They had to get a crowbar to get me out of there. Otherwise, it actually was protected me being under there because I probably would have gone headfirst straight through the windshield and died instantly. You see, back then we didn't wear seatbelts. It wasn't a law. I had no protection. After the accident, I had to go through months and months of grueling therapy to recuperate. It was a ton of work. I literally had to learn how to walk again. I will never forget when the doctor came in to give us the update about the operation. He told my mom and dad and I that the surgery was successful. And it was. I mean, how they were able to put me all back together again, it was an absolute miracle. I still can't believe they did what they did. But he said that most likely I wouldn't be able to walk very well. And I definitely would have to walk with a cane, like for the rest of my life, So that meant for me, no dancing. Like I have been a dancer, a little ballerina, ever since I was 3 years old. I played tennis, I played basketball, like downhill skied. I mean, none of that I would be able to do again. It would stop. So for a teenager, that felt like a life sentence. I was devastated. I was crying uncontrollably, and I thought my life was over, actually. I distinctly remember my dad rushing over to my side. So that's all he did, was always made sure he took care of me. That's what he did. He was my dad, but not my mom. My mom stood up and she walked over to the doctor, and she thanked him gratefully for all the work they had all done. It was just absolutely a miracle. But she looked at him and she says, "Laura's going to be fine. You don't know our daughter very well. She's gonna get a hold of this. She's gonna be up and running, and soon, you know." And that was it. She made a decision. I was going to be fine. So she came over to Dad and I, and with the three of us, my mom, Dad, and myself. My little brother wasn't there at the time. We had a little group hug, and she didn't even have to say anything. She just looked at me as if to say, "Come on, Laura, let's do this," you know? And I did. That moment was a crossroad for me, because I made a decision at that time. I was going to beat this. I was going to be bigger and better than I was after I took care of all this, right? It certainly wasn't easy, but with the love and support I had from my family and the friends, I was able to do just that. So while I was stuck in that hospital for all that time, and then I had to go back home, and I was in a cast, and then a walking cast, and then crutches, and went on and on. I mean, I had nothing to do, you know, so I started reading books. I don't like soaps. So I started reading personal development, self-improvement, positive mental attitude, positive mindset, energy, metaphysics. I mean, I read anything I could get my hands on. And I am still studying to this day. And that was decades ago, right? Way back when you couldn't find this material. It wasn't readily available. There's no Google, you know, there was no World Wide Web. I mean, the term social media wasn't even there. You know, we're talking back in the 70s. I became obsessed with personal development, and I read everything I could get my hands on, even 100-year-old classics. That amazing information. I attended workshops, seminars, courses. The more I studied, the more I invested in myself, the better my results. And I kept studying. I didn't realize it then, but that accident was the start of a massive transformation for me. As painful as it was, it became the catalyst for me that is everything that I have good in my life right now. I'm very grateful. So for anyone that might be watching this interview right now, you may be going through a really difficult time. Start getting excited. Sometimes your worst obstacle becomes your greatest gift, just like this accident that I had, as long as you choose to see it that way.
I think that's really inspirational and a very heartwarming and a life-defining experience. And I think it's your spirit and the sportsmanship that you've had have been the driving process for you to come out of it. So that's really great right there. So, Laurie, what are some of the tips that you can offer people who might be struggling with self-doubt and low self-esteem? I think if you could just elaborate on that, because you've been through all of that, right? Right now, you shared about it.
Sure. Well, all of us do. I mean, many people struggle with self-doubt, fears, and lack of confidence. We all do. We all go through different parts of our lives that we have our ups and downs, yeah? And much of it comes with past conditioning, how they've been brought up. These negative beliefs that we have created come from childhood trauma, abusive toxic relationships, family, co-workers, even friends that are trying to pull you down to their level. And especially how we perceive how others see us. The real problem is we internalize these negative experiences, and they shape our self-image. It determines how we act. It determines the results in our lives. Unfortunately, these beliefs can last for years, even decades, that can block people from reaching their full potential. So this is what I do in my business. I change people's mindset. I've become very good at it, apparently. I've been doing it for decades. I've helped a lot of people improve their lives. I have found one key mistake people make all the time is they focus on something that they don't want. They are allowing their present results to dictate how they think, which is usually negative, right? People tend to dwell on their fears. They expect the worst to happen. And they let those worries to dominate their thoughts, and that is what they attract. These negative thoughts that they create lead to negative emotions. Those negative emotions are then internalized and embedded in your psyche, into your subconscious, and that influences your actions or your inaction because you don't move forward. Consequently, those negative actions will attract more of the same, more negative results, right? Which only reinforces a person's original fear and beliefs. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Many people sadly live their lives like this all their life, right? Never changing. They're in a comfort zone. Your thoughts have the potential to change the course of your life, either positively or negatively. The good news is you can interrupt that thought pattern from happening, just like I did. By shifting your thoughts, you can focus on the positive, you can change the self-image and reinvent yourself all over again. It doesn't matter how old you are, what you're doing, your present results, who you're with, where you live, your culture, your religion, how much money you have in the bank. It all starts with making a decision you want to change, okay? You stay focused on what you want. You believe in yourself, even when life throws you a curveball that you didn't see coming. Just like that accident did for me.
Yes, I think that's really extraordinary. So we'll talk a little bit about your book. So in your first book, How to Think and Succeed by Empowering Your Mind, you talk about developing your mental faculties, right? So can you explain what that means and why these tools are so important for us?
Absolutely. Okay, so we all possess these mental faculties, right? I don't mean your sensory factors. These mental tools are all within us, okay? Think of your mental tools as a mental muscle. Like your physical muscles you build in a gym. These muscles will become weak if you don't continue to exercise. For example, if you're playing golf, you know that you rarely hit the ball straight down the fairway the very first time, right? So you decide you want to improve your game, okay? You'd practice regularly. You read books to improve your skill. You might take lessons or you hire a coach. Well, developing your mental faculties is pretty much works the same way. So if you want to improve the results in your life, you study, you read books, you might attend seminars, you hang out with positive people, okay? Or you invest in yourself by hiring a coach. The truth is, most people don't even realize they have these mental faculties, let alone know how to use them. It's not taught in school, right? So how did these mental muscles work, you might be asking? Well, people need to first realize they are constantly creating new ideas, new brain cells, new thoughts every second, every minute of the day on a continual basis, positively or negatively. Just because you can't see this thought process from happening doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean it's not working. It is, okay? Much like how our bodies operate automatically, you are constantly creating thoughts that have the potential to move you forward in life or move you backwards. Because it's your thoughts, it's your choice, it's your responsibility because you have full control of your thinking.
That's very insightful and mind-blowing, if I may say so. Elaborating on this as well, which one of our mind's mental tools that we possess are the most important?
Without question, it's your imagination. I mean, definitely your imagination. Why? Because that's how we create images on the screen of our mind. It's how we visualize our goals. It all starts from the inside out. Every invention, every great idea that was originated on the face of this earth all started with an idea from someone's imagination. Edison's light bulb, Ford's automobile, man's first flight, the lunar landing that landed on the moon, the shuttle that landed on the moon. These books that I've written all started with a persistent, desired, focused thought. But here's the problem. From a very young age, children are taught not to use this amazing tool, right? Why? Because here's a kid at school and he's daydreaming about some new bike he wants, and he's not paying attention. Well, the teacher doesn't like that, so, gets in trouble. So a child then starts to associate. If I visualize, if I imagine, I start getting in trouble. So that thought process stops. This is not taught in school, right?
That's fantastic. So you talk a lot about setting and achieving your goals, about manifestation, about positive mindset, thought process. So tell us why this goal setting process is so important, and how can you bring your dreams to reality?
Because it can completely transform the trajectory of your life. Look, I am living proof, okay? I've studied personal development for decades, as you know, more than half of my life. It's like learning how to play a mental board game. Most people don't know how to put all the puzzle pieces together. I do. Not because I'm any better, it's only because I've been studying for a very long time. That's what I teach. Changing mindset for the better. It's what I do. It's all I want to do. It's all I'm going to do for the rest of my life until I drop dead. Helping other people untap their potential to become the best they can be. Think of somebody that's solving a Rubik's Cube. You look at them and go, wow, this guy is brilliant. Or, these basketball players that are hitting 3-pointers every time, over and over again. And you're going, this is just amazing. This isn't luck. It's practice and repetition. Like, success is no different. It's about understanding and applying the right process on a consistent basis, then take action, rinse and repeat. Okay? The following are some of the goals that I've achieved I want to share with you because they're just mind-blowing to me. If someone years ago had told me what I'm doing, I would have said they were nuts, I visualized 3 custom-built homes, and by the end of next year, I expect we're going to be building another one. I've owned a multi-million-dollar property management company right across Canada. I was a top sales producer for an international wellness company when I was in my 20s. I've managed and trained sales reps right across North America. As an author, I've written 2 wellness books, as you know, now receiving 5-star reviews worldwide, as well as gold star status. And I founded this international wellness company that I'm promoting here. It's basically in North America, but I'm expanding internationally. I enjoy spectacular vacations, healthy relationships, and I buy high-end vehicles. I just got an amazing Audi convertible. I just love it. It's just my little baby. Anyway, that's not bad for someone that just went to college to become a secretary. See, back when I was young, you either became a secretary, a nurse, or you were barefoot pregnant and in the kitchen. Clearly, I didn't do that, right? I used to get fired. Apparently, I wasn't a very good employee. So, I've been self-employed, entrepreneur, self-published, straight commission, building successful companies for decades, ever since. And still to this day, I honestly can't believe I've done what I've done. I am very, very grateful, and I consider myself just lucky, I guess. Look, this may sound all simple and like really easy. Just because it sounds easy and not complex doesn't mean it doesn't work. When I build a mental image of the goal on my screen of my mind and I follow the process, I have full belief that it will manifest, and it does every single time, unless I change the picture. Some goals take longer than others, depends on the goal. I stay focused with repetition, concentrating on my goals, and I never quit. I see only the objective, the obstacles must give way. That's Napoleon Bonaparte. He was a very strong leader, but he wasn't a very nice guy. The only reason a person may not reach their goals is, as I've mentioned, is because, they have changed the picture on the screen of their mind. They get fed up, they were impatient, so they quit. They quit way too soon. So that's what happens. That beautiful thought, that idea that they have dreamt about, slowly disappears and fades away from existence. And then they go back to the normal thinking patterns. They're in that comfort zone again. So here's my quick 5-step goal setting process for you guys. Step 1, you build a clear picture of what you want and you write it down. Step 2, you feel it emotionally. You internalize that image. You burn that into your psyche. Okay. Step 3, you set a deadline to when you're going to achieve it, and you continue with repetition that idea. 4, you visualize yourself daily. See yourself living it, feeling it, enjoying the goal. 5, you take action. You step out of your comfort zone and then you make it happen. See it, feel it, expect it. I mean, this has been working for me for 40 years, right? As far as my wellness business is concerned, all my online courses and my blogs and my coaching all relates to what I do here. You know, I help people untap their potential to become the best they can be. It is extremely gratifying for me. I'm on purpose. I love what I do. So for people that want to know a little bit more about me and my company, I highly recommend you check out my website. My main website is www.splendidinspiration.com. It will give you all the ideas about my online courses and my blogs, my online, my coaching. Or you can check out my book website that shows my 2 books that I'm selling. It's on Amazon. That's www.𝗁𝗂𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗂. And I urge you guys to do that. Life is short. Like, we don't get a second chance to do this. You might want to start now. Doesn't matter what's ever happened to you in the past. You can always start from 0. Day 1, right now. Okay? It will completely change your life. It did mine. Thank you.
That's amazing. It's wonderful. And I think the 5-step method that you've given, it's the key takeaway from this very interview for all of our readers. So I think your illustrious career and your successful experiences, personal experiences from pain, you've turned it to purpose and passion. So that speaks volumes about you. And I think you've shared everything, all of your key insights were really, really great and amazing. So Laurie, before we bid our goodbyes, I want to give you a small vote of thanks. So thank you so much for sharing with us your journey and wisdom. I think your story is a powerful reminder that with persistence and the right mindset, anyone can transform their life and inspire others along the way. So to all of our readers out there, please keep watching the Enterprise World magazine for such successful stories. Laurie, thank you so much for all of your effort for this interview today. It was an honor meeting you, and we've had a great conversation today, and thank you so much. It was a really pleasure. Nice seeing you. I think you have this really radiant smile, a very charismatic aura, and you're so kind. So it's reflected in the way you speak and the work that you do. So I wish you all the best for your role in your company, and I hope that you reach great heights.
Thank you so much, sweetie. You're just lovely. And you clearly like what you do too. So thanks so much for having me.
Yes, lovely. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.